Hello everyone, this is video 3 of pretty much why I watch the show, how I feel about watching the show, how I feel about them portraying certain people in the show. Sometimes you just have to explain it in depth, pretty much, of why you watch certain things, why you feel certain ways. So this is the reason why I am doing this. Okay, so if you didn't watch the last video, it's going to be in the description below, but if you do not want to watch the video, pretty much it tells you how I got into Roman Catholicism, and how I got out of Roman Catholicism. So that's pretty much the video. I'm just letting you know that I didn't get out of a religion just to be in another one. That never crossed my mind. If I'm in a religion and I agree with it 100%, then I'm sticking with it. Well, I mean, there are things that you just don't agree with 100%, but if I agree with it for the most part, then I will stick with it. So, I'm going to go a little bit before I started to join this. When I was about 13 and a half, I kind of joined a martial arts studio. But before then, I was in it's a dance. It was a dance studio, like predominantly dance studio. And I had joined what he called was a ninjutsu school, but I knew better. I'm pretty sure it was a jujitsu school, because when I had brought it up to a bunch of people, they were just like, there's no such thing as ninjutsu. Okay, I was 100% wrong. Supposedly there is a ninjutsu. So I was in a ninjutsu school for about, I'd say, I think it was like less than a year. I mean, it didn't seem like a long time. So what had happened was that he didn't pay his rent on time, so he decided to cut his losses. He up and left. He didn't even tell any of his students that he was going. I actually saw him years later in my own, well, not in my own, but like in my Taekwondo school. So I was roughly about 12 years old when this happened, when he had like left. So then I had, at about 13 and a half, seen that there was a new Taekwondo school in the same pretty much dance school. My mom wanted me to go, and I just didn't want to because I saw that it was a male instructor. And the reason why I didn't like the fact that it was a male instructor was because of what had happened to me over the summer. I was pretty much taken advantage of by an older man. He was in his 30s. I found out within the same year that I had actually joined, because my mom, she didn't really request me to go to places. She didn't ask me if I wanted to go to places. She just forced me to go. I found out within the year that he was gay, so I was not threatened by him. Because after I was taken advantage of, I felt threatened. So I didn't like being around guys like that. It got better over the years. I felt more confident in myself after I started doing martial arts. But that's way down the line. Well, not really way down the line, but just a little further down the line. So I felt with this religion that I had power over myself, whereas everything was collapsing around me, I had power over myself. I sort of felt that God wasn't there for me, so if he was even real, I just felt that he wasn't really, he didn't care about me enough. At the time, my parents had divorced. It was like, I was roughly around 9, and then my father went off and decided to live in Pennsylvania. My brother went with him. I still lived in the same apartment building as my father's family, and they were pretty much money hungry. So they pretty much threatened to kick us out like all the time. I mean, my grandfather had given my mom like a max rent. Okay, so this is how much you're going to get, well, this is how much you're going to actually pay. Sorry, sometimes I have to actually reword what I say. So, the rent at the time was about $600. Even then, it was pretty cheap considering my family could have gotten, I'd say, 1,000 plus dollars for that apartment because it was really nice. It was well taken care of. The entire building was well taken care of. So, yeah, pretty much they were threatening to kick us out, and there was nothing that we could really say or do. I mean, there was something that we could do, but my mom was just not street smart. I mean, she's book smart, but in certain fields. So I got into this religion right after I met everyone from my martial arts school, everybody. Because everyone was into it at the time. It was just one thing where it was like, I guess we were all feeling the same way I was. They wanted to take back their life. I mean, there was one kid that was adopted. He didn't know who his parents were. Then there was the girl that was actually, her mom was Wiccan. So like she pretty much, they passed it down from generation to generation. So I think she was like the root of the entire thing. And then there was another woman who was kind of like, she wasn't really happy with herself. She was overweight. She was just she wasn't really taking care of herself. So I mean, there are more people, but you know, that really isn't the point. So we're pretty much all a mixed group of individuals that were doing martial arts and also doing this. During this, my grandmother found out that I was actually still, well, she wasn't really pleased with me, but she still had the items because I found out that my mom's side of the family was into the religion. And it wasn't just rooted by one side of my mom's family. It was also my Chinese side of the family. I mean, they weren't really Wiccan, but they had their own little thing going on. So I had gotten 2 items. I had gotten tarot cards, and I had gotten Chinese tea leaf reader. Sorry. I will talk about them, a little more about them in the next video, but yeah, so I had gotten 2 of them, and I used them, but I didn't use it a lot because it wasn't my thing. I was actually pretty good too. I'm not even gonna lie. So I would say about the age of 15 and a half, everyone started parting ways because one of the girls had passed away, and we all decided to just part ways, I guess. I was gonna say split ways, but part ways. She became pregnant with my instructor's, oh, he's my stepfather now. I mean, I know it sounds like what I'm saying is contradictory because he's gay, but he said that my mom was the only female that he ever loved like that, so love is love, right? Okay, so she had gotten pregnant. She wasn't taking care of herself. This was the girl that was overweight and didn't take care of herself. So she had come down with an illness or an infection, and that just took over her body, and she passed away while she was pregnant. She was actually very far along. It was weird that they couldn't just cesarean the baby, but I think they, you know what, I don't know, I really do think they tried, but I don't know what happened. So, like I said, as soon as I hit 15-ish, 15 and a half or so, we just split ways. We just part ways. And then that was pretty much the end of that. I didn't have anyone else to talk to. I didn't have anyone else to do the things that I was doing. I still had my tea leaf reader, which I did every now and then, but I also had the tarot cards, and no one really asked me to do their tarot cards, so I never really did that. I mean, I really didn't do it after everybody left. And then we went to the well, I had already been into the main school, so I met up with them, like the actual group over there. I met with even some of the ex-members of the school because they were coming over too. So it was just one of those things where I was like, okay, cool. I have another group of friends, and they weren't into this, so I was just like, moving on. I mean, throughout the entire time that I was in this, it was exciting, it was new, it wasn't seductive, because that word kind of seems a little to me. It seemed more empowering to me. And as you could see, their deity is, one of their deities is a female. So with the chain of events that happened to me before I even joined martial arts, it just made me wanna go into this religion, because there was a female deity and I was taken back by males. So the next video I'm going to be I don't know if it's going to be the next video, but for this chain of videos, I'm going to be posting up like how I got into the religion that I'm in now. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to know more about the things I talk about, feel free to subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to put them in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.